Let's talk about the Legion of Doom and the events of my first Justice League movie for my DC Cinematic Universe. Ocean Master, Cyborg Superman, Mirror Master, and Professor Ivo are all summoned to a location in the middle of the Louisiana swamplands. When they get to the predetermined destination, a huge black building shaped like a skull rises out of the swamp, and this man walks out of it. Only for fans of my DC Cinematic Universe, you would all recognize this guy. This was Wolfgang Krieger, the father of Albrecht Krieger and husband of Paula von Gunther, aka Helen of Themyscira. This was the main villain of the first Justice Society movie. That's right. He was Vandal Savage the whole time. That's why Overman was so strong. He was a first-generation descendant of Vandal Savage. Vandal had allied himself with the Germans because those dum-dums believed in the concept of a master race, and this dude over here couldn't stop having super powerful god babies. He was gonna let the Germans just take over the entire world because he knew that eventually his son would become head of the party. And eventually he could push aside all that bullshit about blonde-haired, blue-eyed dumbasses being the master race and push the propaganda of super-powered people being the master race, and then he could become their leader as the literal father of all metahuman. And then the fucking Justice Society showed up, killed his son, killed his immortal wife, an immortal woman who believed in everything that he believed in and wasn't related to him, and that pissed him the fuck off. So he vowed to kill all of the Justice Society. And then Black Adam beat him to it most of the part. So he only had to deal with Wonder Woman. But Vandal isn't immortal. He is patient. He wasn't going to attack Wonder Woman until he knew he could kill her. But while he was waiting, Superman showed up. Atlantis was discovered. A new avatar of the Speed Force was chosen. This dude realized if he didn't act now, those four were going to form a new super team, and he'd have to wait even longer for world domination. So he recruited his own team of 4 to take them down. Since he was friends and colleagues with Tio Moro back in the day, he stayed in regular contact with him and eventually would meet Anthony Ivo. Then he would hear the exploits of the Mirror Master, a man who in my universe has mastered hard light holograms and holographic technology. This dude could make a hologram that looked like anything and, more importantly, felt real. Hank Henshaw was an astronaut with a vendetta against Superman who was turned into a cyborg by Anthony Ivo. And Ocean Master was pissed off that his brother took over Atlantis. You don't need much more than that. So Vandal brought them together with his perfect plan to kill those 4 superheroes. Using an army of androids built by Professor Ivo, the hardlight holograms made by Mirror Master, the anger and technology within Hank Henshaw, and Orm's power and military prowess, he disguised these 4 as these 4. Using a suit made by Mirror Master, Orm was turned into Aquaman. Henshaw was altered to become an android doppelganger of Superman. Mirror Master invented a hardlight hologram version of the Flash that could run at literal light speed because it was literally made of light. And finally, an army of androids with holographic technology disguising them to look like Amazons. Starting off, the Amazonian army attacked Atlantis and declared war with them. The Flash hologram was sent to Metropolis to start killing people. Meanwhile, Orm, disguised as Arthur, attacked and flooded Central City. And finally, Hank Henshaw as Superman attacked the island of Themyscira. This was a very on-purpose tactic by Vandal. My Wonder Woman has already fought Overman and Black Adam, 2 men very similar to Superman. So when this guy shows up, disguised as this guy, and starts slaughtering Amazons, she gears up for war, and she leaves to the mainland to kill Superman. So now Diana is gone, and Themyscira is without their most powerful warrior, while the Atlanteans are gearing up to attack it, while the Flash is gearing up to attack Aquaman for flooding his city, while Superman is gearing up to question the Flash on what the fuck he's doing in Metropolis, while she is gearing up to murder Superman. Vandal's plan was let them all kill each other because he knew Superman would win the brawl. So after these 4 fight and Superman kills the other 3, the weakened, tired Superman would get taken out by the kryptonite-powered cyborg Superman. It was the perfect plan. Absolutely nothing could go wrong. Oh no, it went wrong. Central City got flooded and the Flash started killing people in Metropolis. This dude keeps tabs on everyone he knows about, and he knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that is out of character for these 2 guys. Typically, Batman doesn't want to fuck with stuff outside of Gotham, but he sees the potential world-ending devastation that this could cause, so he steps in. The very first place they go, Metropolis, because they know more than anyone that Big Blue right here couldn't hurt a fly. And then the whole movie is a sequence of events of like, these 2 convince him that nothing's wrong, he convinces Flash that nothing's wrong, Flash convinces Aquaman that nothing's wrong, and then finally those 4 have to try and not be murdered by Diana as she single-handedly bodies the other 4 trying to kill Superman. They convince Diana that this is indeed all a trick being held by someone else, and then they're brought the most damning piece of evidence of all: a destroyed drone that had attacked Atlantis. Batman recognizes the work of Professor Ivo, and so they all hunt down Ivo. They find out that Ivo has been AWOL from work for a while. Batman hacks this dude's info and finds a communique and coordinates in it to meet in the Louisiana swampland. This group of 5 heroes head out there, find the Legion of Doom HQ, attack it, and that's the movie. They win. There it is. And after that, they realize they need to stay as a team to keep tabs on each other so shit like this doesn't happen again. And so they form the Justice League, inspired by the Justice Society that she had founded all those decades ago. And there it is. Vandal Savage failed to account for the non-powered vigilante who only ever stayed within his own city, and that fucked over this dude's nearly century-long plan of revenge.